Captain Black Falcon America Man is eventually coming to theaters. I think, maybe, potentially, because there was rumors, right? Like a week or two ago at this point in time. Like, this movie is so cursed. I don't even know at this point in time, the last time that we spoke about it, but there was apparently another round of reshoots. Giancarlo Esposito came out and said, back on set, and I can't wait. I love the character that I'm playing. You like to hear the stuff that he's talking about, but, some of the subtext and some of the stuff that he is releasing that I'm sure that there's some people over at Marvel going, why are you saying that? Lets everybody know that, do you guys really have a plan for this movie? Are you serious about releasing it? Because it has a scheduled release date, okay? It's supposed to come out February 14th. But I'm kind of thinking, with all of the stuff going on behind the scenes, I mean, is it possible that the Thunderbolts flips with this one and we get Memorial Day Captain America? Because that thematically, themes actually makes more sense. They can't flip it with a Fantastic Four, okay, to have an Independence Day Captain America, because I think everybody knows that this movie's going to be absolute dog water. More on that in a moment. But Memorial Day, I mean, there'll be a lot of people watching this, regretting their life choices and thinking that they might want to suck-start their home defense weapon a la Private Pile. So that might make a little bit more sense. But in contrast with what Giancarlo Esposito was talking about with his character, you got Captain Black Falcon himself, Captain African America. Anthony Mackie himself says that Sam Wilson is different from Steve Rogers. Well, I think that there's a very obvious distinction between the two, lack of super soldier serum. What were you thinking? Racist. Because he uses more of his wit than his fists. He's more of a friend to everyone. Oh, great. So what, we're going to have Captain Arms Across America? Captain sit down at a table and discuss your feelings? Is that what we're going to be in for? But it makes a lot of sense, right? Because he doesn't have super soldier serum. He's got vibranium wings. He's got goofy ski goggles. He can't go toe to toe with the Hulk. He can't go. He's supposed to fight a Hulk. That's all right. He can tank a direct punch from the Hulk. Well, it's Red Hulk. It's different. Yeah, a Hulk nonetheless. Oh, but hey, man, the vibrations and the force will be dissipated by the shield. That makes it make sense. According to Captain America, a Brave New World star, Anthony Mackie, one of the main differences between Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers' respective takes on the mantle of the Star-Spangled Avenger is, simply put, that the winged hero is more level-headed in his approach to conflict than his predecessor. What? Okay. I checked out a Marvel movies a long time ago. Iron Man 3 was the point in time where I was just like, movies suck now. I'm just never watching a new one. And to that end, yeah, it's been about that long. Okay, the last movie I seen in theaters was The Dark Knight Rises, and the last new movie that I seen full stop was Iron Man 3. And I know things have gotten precipitously worse since then. And so the only Captain America movies that I seen was, the first Avenger. I think Winter Soldier was out at that point in time, and I know that I have a copy in my library over there. Haven't been around to watch that, but yeah, and then Avengers as well. But because Steve Rogers couldn't measure up to the likes of, yes, the Incredible Hulk, Thor, or even Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit, what did he have to rely on in order to justify his position? Oh, right, he had to rely on his wit and his decision-making capacities, but Falcon's better than him at that because reasons? He's more level-headed. He could definitely direct the Siege of New York better than Steve Rogers could, because Steve was just more concerned with punching his way through the Chitauri menace. Right, Falcon Cap actor, yes, offered his insight into his character's new role while making a speaking appearance at Disney's Singapore-based APAC. Not that one. The Asia Pacific Content Showcase event on November 20th, per a recap provided by Deadline's Sarah Mercan. God damn. At one point during the session, Mackie was pressed by an attendee as to just how Sam would be approaching his new promotion in Brave New World. He's like, no, we already dealt with that because you got to do better, Senator. Don't you remember? Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out 4 years ago. Don't you remember that? Sam's evolution is simple. He's still a counselor. He's still serving soldiers, but at the same time, now he's a leader of his communita and in the country. Okay, it's very different with the serum. You can fight anybody. He added, when you don't have the serum, you have to be smart and engineer different ways of defeating enemies. With Sam, him being a counselor, he uses a bit more of his brains than brawn. He uses more of his wit than his fists. He's more of a friend to everyone. And again, he's trying to reason with a rage monster. Okay, cool. Makes a lot of sense to me. However, despite the differences in the shield wielders' approach to superheroics, Mackie noted that Brave New World would still present audiences with a grounded Captain America story a la First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. Civil War really all that grounded? Anyways, if you look at these Marvel movies, they go with different genres. You have a fantasy world, you have a space world, you have a raccoon world. Well, space and the raccoon, whatever. He was going for a joke. I understand. With the Captain America stories, it has always been more realistic, grounding world. The movie stays in line with the original Cap, of that thrill, of that espionage, of the grounded nature of storytelling, and really investing the actual audience in the story. Yeah, how do you square away? Because, okay, cool. I guess the Red Skull was a little bit fantastical in his presentation. How do you square that away with, again, like there's a big red rage monster in the corner of the room and you don't want to address that, but we're telling a more grounded story, guys. And in the further differentiator, yes, Mackie revealed that in the making up for his lack of super soldier serum, Sam's new suit not only provides him with a new look, but it's upgraded capabilities courtesy of Wakanda technology. Yeah, because, gotta stick together. It's a high-tech suit. Right, I went to Wakanda. Did you really? And with everybody in Wakanda, we had dinner. It was a great time. They threw me a welcome party. It was dope. And when we was leaving, they gave me a suit, right? I put it on. I can kick harder, fly faster. It gives me the ability to be more agile in my skill. How does it allow you to fly fast? Like, okay, I understand. Vibranium, is the unobtainium, the miracle mineral for Marvel on top of, adamantium. Yeah, adamantium that I guess is probably going to get referenced whenever they get around to saying anything about goofy-ass Celestial, which is now supposed to be. I think that's also, or was that a part of one of the leaks for this goofy movie where that's going to be the source of how the U.S. government wants to get their hands on adamantium because of that Celestial sticking out of the Indian Ocean? Like, it's so wild to think that, all of this stuff is supposed to be brought together in some coherent fashion, but I don't think that that's going to happen, mostly because this is like the third, fourth, fifth iteration of this movie, so who even knows what's going to make it from either or any of the different iterations of this nonsense, okay? Is there going to be an origin story for his new goofy-ass looking costume? Is it even going to make sense? I don't think it will. How he's going to be able to tank blows from villains because he has shiny metal wings. It's going to be a disaster. It's not going to make any sense. And now that we're, a couple of months away, and it's still heading back to the drawing board, like Brave New World, to be reworked yet again after Marvel Film fails another test screening. That's what I'm thinking at this point in time. Is it going to get swapped with the Thunderbolts? Because we've got a trailer out for that one. Okay, Thunderbolts has been, at least percolating for a while, and given this movie, with its exorbitant budget, the Disney and Marvel is going to want to try to get close to recouping as much as possible, but it's at this point in time probably going to need like $1 billion to break even. Spoiler, it ain't even going to come close to that, but if you give it a little bit more time for you to iron out things as best as you can, it might need that extra time. And I know that they're trying to replicate some of that Black Panther magic, by releasing, your Black Captain America movie and, Black History Month. Okay, you want some of that? But you got some black superheroes and whatever you're calling the Thunderbolts this time around. You remember Ghost? She's black. You could market her with that. See? At this point, that looks terrible. Okay. At this point, it seems Marvel will need a legitimate miracle if they want Sam Wilson's upcoming solo flight to do more than crash land. As a new rumor suggests that the struggling Captain America Brave New World is set to be recut yet again due to the film's failing another test screening and another one. Word of the next Marvel Cinematic Universe entry. Latest stumble was first raised to the public on November 25th, courtesy of noted scooper Daniel RPK. In a post shared to his Patreon account as recapped by numerous news outlets, including Marvel-centric Twitter account Marvel Updates, Richmond claimed that Captain America Brave New World is currently being changed due to another negative test screening. Yeah, because that was something that, about a month ago at this point in time? About a month ago, it was reported that, this was ass. Everybody who's seen it did not like it, and yeah, it was going back to the drawing board, which led to, a couple of weeks later, Giancarlo Esposito coming out and saying, yeah, I went back for reshoots. So what are we dealing with here? Okay, we're about 3 months out from its supposed release date, and you're still getting the same response. Are they just going to go, screw it, we've already wasted enough time and resources on this one. Just send it out to the wolves. This is a part of the slate that we got to burn through before we can get to the Fantastic Four with a Signor Fantastico. And we can just jangle enough keys to get to RDJ and then figure out exactly what the hell we're going to be doing post-multiverse shit. Further noted that at current, it is unclear if it'll include another batch of reshoots or simply just re-editing. And yeah, at this point in time, bro, what do you even do? Notably, this rumor comes a little over a month, yes, from the film's most recent reported test screenings, which... yeah, according to World of Reels, Jordan Rumini saw audiences reject 2 different cuts of Sam's next adventure. So yeah, this movie is doomed. It's just how much more money is Marvel and Disney willing to waste on it? I don't know, man. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because Disney very likely could end up with $3 billion films. With Moana 2, the way that it's tracking, releasing this weekend, it's looking to be a massive hit. But it's not going to be their only massive hit that they're going to get in a calendar 2025 or rather a calendar year, including 2025. Let me rework that for a second. Because you've also got to wrestle with Mufasa coming out. And then, yes, following that up with Captain Black Falcon, America Man, and then Snow White, and then the Thunderbolts. And oh God, you can quickly see the wheels falling off this cart. So yeah, 2024 might have been a surprise hit for the House of Mouse, but can they continue that into next year? In a word, no. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.